will now finish the first round with Ms. Petkova from the CEO of UniCredit Bulgaria. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Ortolani. Dear panelists and dear guests, I'm really honored to take the stage with such a distinguished speakers and audience. And indeed, it's a topic of paramount importance. And the company I represent has a very firm commitment towards sustainable financing. Or to put it very clearly, we understand that we have to save the planet in order our clients to exist and to need the banks to service them. At the start, I would like to highlight three key points in my view. First thing, that for us, for UniCredit, sustainability is not a project. It's really embedded in our DNA and the way we do business. And we, as a group, are dedicated to support our clients, communities, industries into making the transition to more sustainable economy. Actually, being leader in ethical and sustainable business is one of our key pillars of bank's purpose to exist. We embrace the Green Deal initiatives, and as it was already stated, the amount of financing needed, the investments needed is tremendous, and it goes much beyond the capabilities of public sector. Hence, we recognize the key role that the banks can play in reorienting the investments towards more sustainable technologies and businesses, in financing in a more sustainable way, and also supporting society to making the transition to climate neutral, resilient, and circular economy. But walking the talk is very important, so it's not enough that we only talk, and we have to urgently, collectively take actions immediately under the three pillars of ESG. And here comes my second point. As UniCredit Bulbank, we have our responsible commitment towards the local economy in Bulgaria. Being the largest bank in the country, serving every second corporate customer obliges us to set the tone. And we not only want to be on the top of the topic as a bank, but we really want to proactively support our clients in making the transition, educating them, nurturing their capabilities and knowledge, and also providing the right instruments and products. We have a very firm point on the ESG topics. For example, starting with the fact that we have the coal policy preventing us from new financing and setting clear deadline for exiting the sector. We are asking our clients to do the same. And this doesn't mean that we want to abandon our customers. We are here to stay, but we want really to support them in making the transition to more sustainable economy and way of doing business. And the third thing that I would like to state in the beginning, it is the increasing ESG regulation in this area. We see that internationally and locally, there is higher demand now and more risk appetite for ESG projects. And this very much comes from the fact that the culture of investors is changing, but it is very much fueled also by the increasing ESG regulation. As UniCredit, we have already implemented into our governance, into our risk appetite framework, and into our strategy, the ESG factors, as was prescribed and requested by ECB end of 2020. We acknowledge the fact that ECB recognized that the banks are at the very early stage of implementation and phased-in approach would be needed. And at the same time, we are proactively supporting the discussions and working groups in finding the right implementation so that really the regulation reaches its goals and the ultimate ambitious targets that we have ahead of us. So in a summary, just to conclude, again, allow me to repeat my keys. First thing, it's part of our business. Second, we are responsible and committed to support the transition of our clients towards sustainable economy, and also we are actively partnering with the regulators in order to set the right governance, acknowledging its importance and also urgency. And being ambitiously, targeting to be the ethical and sustainable leader, we acknowledge that banks have very important role, and we do believe that banks are part of the solution also in this ambitious project that we have ahead of us all as society. Thank you.